So what if you could just stop working, but, keep the paychecks coming in? Sounds like a dream, right? Well, it might be getting a little closer to reality because Anthropic just dropped a new AI feature that could completely change the game. We're talking about an AI that can literally run your computer for you, and it signals a huge shift in the future of work.
Okay, so let's get into it. The whole idea of secretly automating your job, it's not exactly new. For a long time, let's call it the creative way to do this was to just outsource your entire job to someone else for a tiny fraction of your salary. Super risky, super complicated, and it took a whole lot of trust.
But that was the old way. Now, technology has caught up, and that same kind of white-collar fraud is becoming ridiculously easy. We've got a new breed of AI that doesn't just write your emails. It can run your entire digital life.
So, what is this tool that's at the heart of this whole thing? Let's pull back the curtain and take a look at what Anthropic has built.
It's called Computer Use, and it's a new feature for the Claude AI. The best way to think about it is like giving the AI a mouse and keyboard. It can click, it can type, it can navigate your computer just like a person would. You can give it a really simple prompt, like, hey, put together the quarterly report, and it'll know to open the right apps, pull the data, and build the whole thing. And the craziest part? You can kick all of this off right from your phone.
But here's the thing, Anthropic isn't the only company working on this. This is already shaping up to be a classic tech rivalry, a tale of two very, very different approaches to building your new AI assistant.
And on the other side of the ring, you have OpenClaw. Now, you might actually remember it as Clawbot before it got a little love letter from some lawyers. This is the free, open-source alternative that OpenAI recently snapped up, and it represents a totally different, more community-driven vision for this tech.
And this rivalry really boils down to a fundamental choice for you, the user. It's a battle between two big ideas, the trade-off between dead simple convenience and total hands-on control. And really, the best way to frame this is to think of it as Android versus iOS all over again. On one side, you've got Anthropic's Computer Use. That's your iOS. It's a polished, paid, closed-source product. Right now, it only works on Macs, and it's tied directly to their own Claude AI model. Then you have OpenClaw. That's your Android. It's free, it's open source, it runs right on your own machine, and you can plug in whatever AI model you want.
But just like the Wild West days of early Android, all that openness comes with some pretty big warning labels. The cybersecurity firm Palo Alto Networks basically put out an alert, saying OpenClaw's design is a dangerous mix of having access to all your private data while also being exposed to the whole internet.
Now, to be fair, you got to take that with a grain of salt, right? Palo Alto Networks is a huge competitor in the security space. And, this is the same company that once promoted a happy hour with women dressed as, and I'm not making this up, risque lampshades. So, context matters.
That said, the warnings aren't just coming from rivals. Even one of OpenClaw's own maintainers put it bluntly, if you don't know your way around a command line, this project might just be too dangerous for you to use safely. It's incredibly powerful, but it is not for beginners.
And this is exactly where Anthropic is making its big play. Their tool is designed to just work right out of the box. No coding required. And, most importantly, it uses a permission-first approach. That means it will always ask you for permission before it touches a new app or a new folder, giving you that feeling of control and security.
Okay, so we have these two incredibly powerful tools. But what would it actually look like to use one of them to run your entire job for you? Let's walk through just how wild this could get.
All right, check this out. First, you could have the AI blast out customized cover letters to dozens of jobs. Then, when you land a technical interview, you have the AI listen in and feed you the answers to coding challenges in real time. Once you're hired, it syncs with your calendar and just automatically joins your Zoom meetings for you. It could write a week's worth of code in 10 minutes, but then you tell it, hey, schedule that to be submitted at 4:30 p.m. on Friday so I look human. And to top it all off, you can have it log into your bank to make sure you got paid.
This whole thing sounds like science fiction, I know. But the people actually building these tools, they are deadly serious about the tidal wave that's about to hit the professional workforce.
In fact, Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei has been making the rounds with a pretty terrifying prediction. He believes that huge chunks of today's entry-level white-collar jobs, we're talking junior lawyers, consultants, finance pros, are going to be, in his words, completely wiped out. And he thinks it's going to happen in the next 1 to 5 years. And let's be clear, he's not talking about a small percentage here. The prediction is for half of them,
50% of those professional entry-level jobs could just vanish.
And this all leads to the final, kind of spooky question we're all going to have to start asking. When that new hire on your team is just ridiculously productive, just crushing every single deadline, how will you ever know if they're actually human? And in the end, will it even matter?